gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow.
Welcome back to Hold My Bet Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Here with me, as always, the one, the only DTF. And then we got Corgy on. Corgy, how's it going?
Good. How's it going, B-man?
It's going good.
Good.
How are you doing? I heard you got some chilies and may have had a little explosion on the way home.
I did not know explosion. I just had chilies. Give me them baby back ribs, chilies.
Baby back ribs.
3 for me now on sale.
Oh,
I'm good. It is Thursday, my dudes. We've got quite an interesting game ahead of us tonight. Can't wait to get into all the games, but you know what we have to do before we even get started. First, the lad is missing again. We don't know if he made it home from the Crew game last night. It was Crew money line. They lost. I don't know if he made it back. We hope he comes back to us.
rumor
But
has it that he
I
is.
heard he made it back from the golf or the work trip in Texas, betting on the armadillos.
he did. Yeah, he did.
I was gonna say I saw the Shams report that he was found somewhere in Louisville, Kentucky afterwards, shirtless.
So before we even get into this week's picks, we do have to go through last week's picks. Boys, it was lopsided. We had some big winners and some big losers. So to top it off, we had 2 pushes, which was the first time this season that we've had any pushes. I thought that was interesting.
And the first time of the year, there was a safety.
That was the first safety of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Weird.
Wait, really?
In regular season, I don't count preseason.
I thought there was one like in one of the first weeks.
I'm pretty sure that was the first one. Double check my math.
Yeah, we can fact check you like a debate. But
Yeah.
so
Why are you only fact checking me? Why not Kamala?
the sort of big winner this week was the lad by way of me because he never submitted any picks and I just picked the most lad picks possible. He had 2 wins, 0 losses, and 1 push. So we're just going to consider those ties in respect of the standings. Myself was 2-1. So if you really want to count it, I was actually 4-1-1, but no one's really counting. Brandon Park coming in at 1-1-1. He had 1 push, and Corgy, the big loser, 1-2 this week.
Ooh, yeah.
Our grand total after 8 weeks, technically net 7. We're looking at a steady pace for it's going to come down to the wire. In first place, we got BP with 11 wins, 9 losses, and 1 push. I'm coming in second place right now with 9 wins and 12 losses. Corgi and the lad are so close, it's neck and neck, but the lad has you by half a game. The lad is 7-13-1. Corgi coming in last place currently with 7 wins and 14 losses.
Not good.
Changing's quick within like 2 weeks.
What's that?
I said it's crazy how much of the rankings have changed in the last 2 weeks even.
Oh yeah.
I think I think Corky you were what, like 1 game behind me?
Yeah, I was 1 game behind, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I get for picking the New Orleans Saints. They're frauds.
Yeah, absolute fraud alert.
I had them so high the preseason, and they've just shit the bed.
Started off 2-0 and then lost every game since.
Mm-hmm. Scoring 32 points a game to nothing.
Yeah.
Washington really when they came through at the game last week, they really affected you in the lads' picks. Like last minute, last second, they affected the picks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good competition going right now. It's going to come down to the wire. The lad has a chance to go 50-50, become a wild card team at best. So, we just hope he comes home.
Yeah. Please come
Uh,
on.
Brandon, take a look at what I just sent you and zoom in. I'm hosting a chili cook-off at the office.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is this legit?
Oh yeah.
Corgi, I'm loving this picture.
It's one of my better pictures.
Can't wait to compete with everybody.
Wait, why? Oh, okay, I see now. Foundation for recent
We don't
hurricane.
like hurricanes or any natural disaster.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really look at the picture. I just saw a big body of water. I thought it was like the Cuyahoga River. I thought you were making a Cuyahoga River on fire joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Nope. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that while we were all standing here on the pod. I cannot wait though for this week. There's a lot of games that I think we're gonna have some big upsets, but before we get into that, do we even want to bring up what's going on in the World Series right now? What happened last night in Game 5, Game 4?
Yeah, I want
Oh,
to talk
game
about
four,
that
yeah.
100%.
We can go over that.
So they go into New York, down 3-0, and I think that the tables turned when Austin Capabianco tried ripping the ball from Mookie Betts' glove in the outfield, right field. The Yankees win. It's 3-1. They're not going to win the series, but some will say if they win the World Series coming back from a 3-0 lead, they're going to blame that guy who just so happened to be friends with Gronk. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
crazy. That was a crazy pull. Played ice hockey. Gronk just said that he's a menace, but he was a good friend with Gronk.
Looks a little touched. Was at Barstool today, getting all the 15 minutes of fame.
Was he?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Big Cat got him?
Yeah, they recreated the takeaway on the stairwell. It was pretty funny to watch.
Jeez.
Him and Frankie Borelli and all those other.
Oh, so he went to
That's,
the New York office.
yeah, the New York office. Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly he had tickets, or both the fans had tickets tonight. Well, obviously they got banned from the stadium, and I thought it was cool that even though I think ESPN's covering it a little too much, I got a whole ESPN notification that he was giving the ticket away to some kid at a hospital.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for
Make it
him. Yeah.
right.
Do you
Make
think
it
he'll ever be allowed in Yankee Stadium again or any baseball ballpark?
I don't know. You might be able to get away with if you traveled somewhere like, I don't know, St. Louis or Arlington, Texas, somewhere that's like totally random.
Well, I know if our friend Alex saw him, yeah, he wouldn't be allowed in that stadium.
No.
I know it's a big no-no to touch players in any form or fashion in any sports league. So usually that gets you higher up on the ban list.
Yeah, I remember when Brandon used to touch me at
I was
the
gonna say, yeah, it didn't go very well for Jerry Sandusky.
good old Jerry.
Speaking of Jerry Sandusky, do we think the Buckeyes are gonna win this weekend against
So
Penn?
last I heard was Drew Aller was questionable for this weekend. Game time decision.
Yeah,
Well, how about baby? Go Bucks.
but supposedly the backup quarterback looked good for him. I didn't really watch any Penn State, but supposedly this backup did really good. Uh-oh,
It's getting a little warm in here.
I see that.
Oh, hold my Bev after dark
Yeah,
edition.
Noah, baby.
I do want more.
Patreon singles, please. Thank you.
I think our Bucks will do just fine this weekend. You got to bounce back after barely beating Nebraska. And then you go into Indiana, you win that one, and you hope that you just finish strong against Michigan. I mean, ideally, if for some reason we lost a game, we might be able to stay in the top 12, and then you avoid playing in the Big Ten tournament
Mm-hmm.
championship. But the way I see it, we're playing Oregon again.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I want to play Oregon again. We played them good, and think we really could have won that game. Um, just a little bit of clock management, and I just think Oregon has a better coach than us personally. But
Yeah, well, he's from the Nick Saban tree.
yeah,
It's like watching the Washington Redskins tree unfold in the NFL. The Nick Saban tree is insane right now. Like even Indiana's coach, who was from James Madison, was originally from Nick Saban's team, and crazy.
They said his coaching tree is like 42 Division One assistants or coaches, which is absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
that is. It's like oh, what's his name? Fucking
Shanahan.
no, 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 no. Oh, Genghis Khan. It's like Genghis Khan of NFL or not NFL college coaches. He just has a spawn in every program.
Gengar, the Pokemon.
Genghis. Wait, isn't that his name? No.
You lost me.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Like, supposedly, hold on, let me get the name right.
Off the rails.
Not Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan.
Gangnam Style.
No, 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 no.
Oh, oh, oh.
Hold on.
What are you saying?
Hello.
Hold on.
Right now.
Let me get the, let me.
Today, Junior.
I'm trying to find the name. He was, he was some Buddhist guy.
The Dalai Lama.
No. I thought it was Genghis Khan.
It probably is.
Yeah, Genghis Khan.
Not
Attila the
Donkey
Hun.
Kong.
He like populated. I don't know. Forget it. Forget it. I'm not looking it up.
That's this week's history lesson
Yeah,
brought to you by Brandon Park.
Genghis Khan had a lot of sex and a lot of babies.
Oh,
If he had, if he, lived in today's world, child support would be horrible.
connecting the dots.
So he's a former or a historical Nick Cannon.
I was just about to say that modern
Essentially,
day
yes,
Cannon.
yes. He's Nick Cannon before Nick Cannon.
Or Antonio
Tyreek
Brown.
Hill.
Doesn't he have a lot of kids too?
Who?
Antonio Brown, Tyreek Hill, I know has a lot of kids.
Tyreek.
Who's got like 10 kids?
Antonio Cromartie.
Oh, that's Cromartie. That's right. Antonio.
Philip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
At least
But his
Philip Rivers is all with the same.
one woman,
Yeah.
holy matrimony.
Who was the Alabama running back that the Browns used to have back in the day?
Trent Richardson.
So I had a buddy of mine that played at Toledo, and he was an undrafted free agent. So he was sitting at the Browns team table, and they have it all by positions. And he said that Trent Richardson had more kids than most of the players on the team. He had like 3 or 4 kids under the age of 5.
Jeez.
Damn.
And they were sitting at the table, and they're like, "Who the heck is this guy?"
Trent Richardson.
What a bust. Just like another bust we have to talk about.
I was gonna say Genghis Khan. He had a lot of busts.
No, but you know. You know.
I know.
Before we go into Thursday night's game, we got to talk about Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Stephon Diggs out for the year, torn ACL.
Such a sad drop. I had to hit that drop button. It's like when you have such a good player, and it's like you want to just add him to the IR to just make sure they get that ring.
mm-hmm.
But I've dropped everybody who's been out for this season. I'm like, fuck them. Like, it's over. Rashid Shaheed was so good for a couple weeks on my bench. Never even had to play him, but I was using him for trade bait.
Damn.
But Stephon sucks because now I had to backfill my flex because I threw in Jigba, Smith and Jigba up there. Is what it is. That's just for the one team. My other team, I've got Nico Collins, and that also is about to turn around for me. But yeah, so they're playing without Stephon Diggs, playing without Nico Collins. The Texans are going to be a little shorthanded, but we'll be relying heavily on Joe Mixon and Tank Dell.
And Tank Dell's not a for sure either. He's wishy-washy at best. He's either really good or real bad. No
Yeah,
consistency
yeah,
whatsoever.
it's so weird. He played so great last year. I mean, did him being shot really fuck him up that bad?
I think so, yeah, because I have him on my bench and I have Stephon Diggs on the IR, and it's like I put Tillman and I picked up Tillman. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I'd rather have somebody that, maybe he's a flash in the pan this week, but hopefully he's a little bit more consistent than Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well, he's
tackled.
gonna be their number one option. I mean, it was
Mhm.
gonna be after watching this week.
For sure. But with that being said, tonight's game, prime time, the Houston Texans go off against the New York Jets, and somehow, someway, the Jets are still favored by 1.5 points. It was 1 point earlier in the week, and I sent
It
it to you
was.
guys.
Yeah.
1 point trap.
Is this your 1 point game of the week?
No, well, let me just double check because
I was waiting for this.
no, there is another 1 point spread a week that I really liked, but um I just this game scares the hell out of me. Like I want to hammer the spread and just give the Texans at least 3.5 or 3 points, but by God. Um the only thing I have for this game is all reliable Joe Mixon anytime.
This is the game that I told you guys on the text. I go, this is the game that Aaron goes off. He'll get 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, might be rush for one. It's just, I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, this game terrifies me. I'm not gonna lie. But just to get into the game, um, I think I'm gonna up the Texan spread to -2.5,
Nope.
and probably throw in a Joe Mixon anytime or Joe Mixon rushing yards. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
his
it's
lines his
really
lines
heavily
like 75 or 86 or something. It's like he's gonna get 100 regardless because they're not gonna be able to pass the ball that much.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get a shit ton of carries in this game. Pierce is out too, so Texans aren't gonna really have much or many options with the running game since they traded Cam Akers too. Um, so I like mixing 90. I think it's 90 plus yards is what I'm liking, and then up that spread to -2.5.
So,
To make it interesting, but I could easily see my heart getting broken in this. So
oh yeah, I
That's
definitely put myself out there. I had a no sweat bet, and I took the Texans spread at 1.5 with the Joe Mixon touchdown and Fairbairn 1.5 field goals made because I don't think they're gonna get in the end zone much.
well, yeah, I was about to say I think this is going to be an under game. I kind of like the under 42.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also terrified of what Corgy said of Aaron Rodgers going for 300 and Devontae Adams getting 2 touchdowns.
And Brees Hall, that's my anytime. Brees Hall getting a touchdown.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well,
Can we pause for a second? The Yankees are up 5-0.
Yeah, this is concerning.
oh
Is,
no,
is Shohei out?
I don't think so.
Because he had a rib injury, I thought.
Shoulder.
I'm gonna blame myself if they lose tonight because I hadn't bet on the World Series at all. I decided to throw a little something on Freddie Freeman, 1+ home run, and Dodgers money line.
You sick bastard.
So I take blame.
Moving on. We have no early game this week, which is kind of nice. I do like the London and Europe games. Like I will admit it, I do like having a game at 9:30 in the morning. Like it's fun for me. I
Something to
like
get
waking
into,
up
yeah.
because that like most Sundays I'm smoking meat. So it's like you're outside smoking meat, watching some football. You get a little excuse to drink early. But we do not have that this week. But the first game in the slate at 1 o'clock is the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Denver Broncos. The Ravens are heavily favored with a 9 point spread. I am circling this game for a potential all-out
Trash.
brawl. I think that we cannot look at what the Ravens did last week against us and say that it's going to be the same outcome. But the 340 money line for the Broncos right now is very tempting. Because hear me out, guys. The Broncos may have a better defense than the Browns. And if Lamar looked like that against us, and if Bo Nix plays half as good as he has been, he's been quarterback 3 in fantasy this season. I mean, I don't want to say that they're going to win by any means, but that 9-point spread, I think the Broncos cover it. But like I said, that money line's tempting.
Yeah, I like the Broncos spread more than I do the money line personally as a safer bet, but honestly, I respect the money line pull. I respect that plus 340. Broncos have been playing a lot better than I think they get credit for. Um, Bo Nix, I mean, he's not really getting all of his points from passing. It's a lot of it's rushing. That's probably why he's scoring so much in fantasy. But
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he has 52 attempts for 260 yards and 4 touchdowns rushing.
yeah,
So while we talk about these two games that we just went over, I just got a quick question for you guys.
Yeah.
In this scenario, with what we know about CJ Stroud going into this week, I have CJ Stroud and Bo Nix on my team. Do you think that I should play Bo Nix over CJ Stroud?
no.
You still think Stroud? Because Bo Nix has been scoring more on my bench than Stroud. Like Stroud got me like 13 points last week, and Bo Nix went off for like 30 on my bench.
Mm,
And the Ravens defense has been dog shit.
Yeah, they're 26th right
you got a
now.
point.
And I mean, if Tank Dell is really the only option for Stroud, I would honestly imagine that his under will hit. I mean, they might get locked down, but I don't know.
I,
I'm feeling frisky with Bo Nix this week.
Well, the thing about Tank Dell, going back to Tank Dell is if he's going to get a catch, it's going to be 40 yards, 30, 40 yards.
Sure,
and the
But,
same thing with Stroud is he can run on with his feet too. So he could get you a rushing TD.
I guess.
yeah, no, I'd feel better. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I feel better with Bo Nix.
Like, let me just read this for you. The last 3 weeks was for Stroud, 26 points against New England, 6 points against Green Bay, 17 points against Indy. Now, Bo Nix, and it's different competition, but Bo Nix 3 weeks ago, 26 points, 15 points, 38 points on my bench this week. I mean, he started off slow, 12, 10, 21, 9, but then 29, 26, 15, 38. And I think you play him this week, but sit him next week against Kansas City. I don't know. I'm considering playing him, but I only have until tonight to make that decision. Um, I don't know. I just wanted to get your guys' take on that.
Yeah, I'm actually leaning more Bo Nix, but I kind of would have to dig into some more numbers on that, honestly. Thing that scares me about New York is their corners, especially with Houston being down Diggs and Collins this game. Those corners are going to lock down.
They're
So
gonna play more in the box instead of out in the perimeter. Yeah,
yeah,
I would say Bo Nix as well. I'm looking at the numbers right now for Stroud.
Maybe I'll do
and
it
I
then.
don't think Stroud's been playing that great this year.
Stroud doesn't have any rushing touchdowns. So there's your answer.
I was going to say rushing touchdowns are going to score more than passing touchdowns.
Well,
Correct.
that's weird. It just moved. It was at 17 points, and then all of a sudden, Knicks is now at 18 points. You know what? Fuck it. I'm starting Bo Nix. I'm taking the risk. I've already got Cortland Sutton in subbing in for Nico Collins.
There you go. So
I'm gonna go with the
you
stack.
connect
Yeah.
for eight to 6 to 8 catches and a touchdown. I think you're in good graces there.
I'm gonna make a big mistake, but I guess the good news is because Stroud plays Thursday night, we'll know right away if I made a mistake.
Exactly. You'll know. You'll get to exhale right away. You don't have to hold it until like Monday night.
Yeah.
That would suck.
No, I feel good about that. No, I feel good. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Did you guys make your picks? Everybody's good, or
Um,
Dave? Did you have one, Dave?
Uh, I think Baltimore comes out revenge game. It's going to be a slugfest.
they have Deontay Johnson now too.
Yeah, from Carolina.
Yeah,
I
back in the AFC North.
I think Henry's going to run for at least 2 touchdowns. I think he's going to be pissed off for his performance what the Browns did. Is the Broncos defensive line any good?
Yeah, their defense overall is pretty damn
They're
good.
good.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're eighth overall.
but Henry's been running a lot different this year compared to last year. So
Yeah.
that's where I worry about I don't know. I like the Broncos spread, the +9. I don't know if I'd bet anything Ravens other than maybe, like you said, Derrick Henry touchdown's probably the only thing I would bet on the Ravens.
Yeah, and the last time these guys played was December of '02 when it was 9 to 10. So it's definitely going to be more scoring than that, which is good for the viewership. But I think Henry, and they're playing in Baltimore. I think they play pretty well at home. So I give the slight edge to Baltimore. But Bo Nix is going to have a hell of a game. So
Perfect. Um, Second game in the 1 o'clock slate, we do have the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Bengals are favored at home with a 7-point spread. We've seen what these Raiders can do against the AFC North between the Browns and the Ravens. But mind you, that was the early season Raiders. They get their asses clapped by the Steelers. I think they get their asses clapped by the Bengals. Just give me the Bengals 7-point spread. Just call it a day.
This is
Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown. Joe Burrow over his passing yards. He's throwing almost 71%, 2,000 yards on the season, 15 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. I think he's going to add at least 3 or 4 to this weekend. So he's going to be close to 20 at the week's end. I think Moss is going to have a great game. They're just going to run it down their throats. And I think it's going to be a blowout just like they did back in '01. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 30 plus for the Bengals and maybe a touchdown and a field goal for the Raiders, if that.
Yeah, I will say they did play Kansas City pretty tough this weekend.
Hmm.
Um,
They're
but
playing it in Cincy though, so
yeah, I'm gonna be right with you, Corgi. I'm gonna take Jamar Chase anytime. Other than that,
he's
I'm
my stud this year on fantasy. He can do no wrong. If he doesn't get you a touchdown, he'll get you 10 catches to make up for the touchdown he just get. So
yeah.
So my only concern is the Bengals are 0-4 at home this year.
I
And if
think
the
that streak.
yeah, I think if the Raiders are competent, maybe. But
I was
I
gonna
still
say
think
I
I
was
still
gonna say you give me about 5, 6 beers. I'll bet Raiders money line.
I don't know. I still think it's gonna be Bengals. I mean, you don't lose to the Raiders at home.
I'm telling you, give me 5, 6 beers. Raiders money line, it will hit.
I wouldn't put your mortgage on there, B.
No, no, not no mortgage, no mortgage.
Not next month's rent.
Nope, I'm just putting
Flat
it
your
out for my
ass.
next pack of beer, and then if it wins, go buy another pack, put it on the next game.
Hell yeah.
Breaking news. Your Cleveland Cavaliers destroy the Los Angeles Lakers 134 to 110.
What did LeBron finish with? His line was
LeBron James finished with 29 minutes. He was 9 of 13, 7-7 from the line. He had uh, 26 points.
I think his line was 21 and a half or 22 and a half.
Yeah, so he scored 26 points. He had 3 assists, six.
Hey, how'd Bronny play?
Bronny, 2 points.
Oh,
It's the action.
Ooh,
he got his first bucket
Yep, he
in
got his first
Cleveland.
in Cleveland.
His last bucket too.
got.
I'm pretty sure they said after the road trip he was going down.
Yeah, as he should.
Yep.
Should have
Circus is
probably
over.
stayed in college for another year, but
Well, whoever had the over 1.5 rebounds for Tristan Thompson cashes. He got 3 rebounds, 4 points.
oh wow.
That's
BT.
crazy.
Everybody scored. Everybody for the bench except for Tyson scored at least 1 point. Yeah. Jalen Tyson over, but everyone else got at least 3 points or more. So that's good ball play by
Yeah, we're still undefeated.
yep, we are 4-0, baby.
And it looks like Boston's about to lose.
Wait, 4-0 or 5-0?
5-0. Didn't update. Yep, we're 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0. Boston's about to lose.
We're beasts of the East. Let's
I'm
say.
getting traumatizing flashbacks of the Guardians early in the year.
I'm,
Hold on.
I'm,
We might
I'm
be.
getting traumatized of Cavs after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
They did so well, and then the All-Star break came, and then it was like, God damn it. Gotta watch these fucking idiots.
Us
But I'm
and
happy to have
Pacers
NBA
are
back.
the only undefeated teams, unless Boston can make a miraculous comeback. They're down by 10 with 3 minutes left.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love for them to actually because I have their spread, but
Got Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins this week. Buffalo Bills are favored by 6 points. Yeah, so Dolphins look like a competent team again.
Tua's cleared of all head injuries. Miraculous.
I think when Tyreek said to start him on fantasy last week and everybody jumped on his anytime touchdown last week and lost, I think it was supposed to be this week. I think that the Dolphins come out strong and give the Bills hell. I think they cover the spread, but the Bills still win by like 2 or 3. But I think Tyreek finally scores this week. It's been a long drought. Sometimes I forget that I have Tyreek on my fantasy team because he's just been inexistent.
Mm-hmm.
mm. Corgi, what are you feeling on this game? Someone's getting a phone call.
That's me. Not from my bed.
Animatic.
They call me all the time. I was kind of looking at the Bills. I like Shakir over his receptions. He's been doing pretty consistent the last couple of weeks. He's putting up that mid-range 10 to 18 points, but he's getting receptions. So I think Josh Allen and him have good relationship, and Cook is on fire. He was so stagnant beginning of the season. I think he's finally hitting his stride. I think an anytime touchdown for Cook, and I'd say over for Shakir's receptions, whatever's that at.
Well, Cook had that 3 touchdown game like week 2 or 3.
And then he went cold, and then he
Against
finally
the
picked it up
Dolphins.
the last 2 weeks.
That was against the Dolphins.
Yes.
Was
So I think we're gonna have a repeat. Is he gonna put a 5 piece on the
but
Dolphins?
was that the game he got hurt?
Tua. Yeah.
That was the game, yeah.
Mhm.
So you heard it here first, folks. I like the Bills.
Let's go Buffalo.
I'm right with you on this. I'm gonna take the alt spread of and Dolphins are always a team that I like to see do good, but I think the Bills just own the Dolphins. Give me the Bills minus 9.5 alt spread
Ooh.
at plus 147.
What does it go to if you do minus 10? Like 160?
165. I always like doing the half points because I hate getting the push.
Yep. Push is better than a loss, though.
That's true.
Next, we've got our Cleveland Browns hosting the LA Chargers. The Browns are dogs at home by a 1.5 point spread. Boys, I'd like to say something that I think we all can agree on. In Jameis we trust, we are all going to be eating dubs this week. We are betting on the Browns freaking money line today. This weekend, the Browns will go on a 2-game win streak. Jameis is going to throw 3 TDs and maybe 1 pick. But we are going to win this game. I'm all in. We're back. Just when I thought I was out, they brought me back in.
In. Last time these guys played, I remember this game vividly. It was a
We were there.
It was a
We were there
slug.
together.
Yeah.
Thought they had Eckler, and Eckler was playing the fucking MVP running back football.
Uh-huh. It was a slugfest track meet. It was one for the ages. We were getting double vodka crayons. We were living life in the Muni lot. Then the
Hold on
pit.
a second. Who is this we? Last I remember, you had 8 cups by yourself.
It was spread a bunch the masses. I'm going heavy on the Browns. Browns victory. Do it for Jimmy, just like they did last week. I think Jameis has the locker room, something that Deshaun never could or never wanted. I think the Browns know that they're going to cut their losses. They know what the expected is. I just hate to see what could have been with Joe Flacco now that he's
Yeah.
stuck in Indy again. But I'll take Jameis for the time being, and we'll see what happens. We're not going to the playoffs. We know that. So we got the Cavs. Hopefully, the fall will be a little bit better than them. The Buckeyes are still contenders. We just need some serviceable wins against teams that we shouldn't be beating. And I think this is one that we could probably get the W for. So I take them.
Yeah. The Browns money line right now is only plus 102.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're going to make any move, you could take the money line and just double your money. But I
Yeah.
think if you're going to make any play on them winning, I think you just take the alt spread, push it to like 3.5, and it's plus 166. That to me feels like the most safe pick in this game if we're going to win. Um, but 57% of the bets placed are on the Browns, so people are with the Browns. They think Jameis has a great week. He's going to come in and just keep rolling.
I maybe just made a degenerate move just now.
Well, we
Honestly,
are degenerate gamblers.
Eh.
I won't say a dollar amount, but I am really banking on Jameis Winston to throw 300 yards.
Whoa.
Wow. Put a couple of beers in this guy and he's nuts.
Sponsored by High Noon back there. Jesus.
We've been trying for years.
Yes.
High
Sponsor us.
noon. Sponsor us.
But yeah, I think Jameis has another great week. I even tried putting 2 touchdowns on there, but in all honesty, it didn't really raise the bar enough for me. So I'm like, why not? 300 yards. He's gonna do it again. He did it against Baltimore. Why can't he do it against the Chargers, whose
Yeah.
secondary is not all that great?
If anything, it makes more sense against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say anytime touchdown for Mr. Njoku. I think he's cooking on with all cylinders.
Especially since I don't think we're gonna be blowing this team out of the water necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna
Correct.
keep passing the ball.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be competitive. Our running game is next to nothing, to be honest.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
Stats right now. Ford has 50 carries for 264, 1 TD. Foreman has 46 for 155 and no touchdowns. So literally, we don't have any running backs with any touchdowns or
I'll tell you
quarterback.
what, there's some money to be made on first touchdowns this week because both Njoku and Tillman are plus 1,000 or more. You put $10 on it.
It's an easy $100.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
might
would
even
I would do both, and hey, if you lose 10,
well, if I do anything, I'm gonna pick I might maybe $30 and do 2 Browns, 1 Charger, just so
you cover
it's.
your bases. Yeah.
And I think you just go with the lad, or I mean, it's not gonna be Quentin Johnson.
Do you think it might be
Yeah.
Dobbins?
Oh yeah, but Dobbins it's only. I mean, you put $10 on it, you're only getting I think $60. Yeah,
Yeah, but you're covering your bases.
I guess.
You're hedging it.
Are you talking about first time TD?
Yeah,
Um, I like McConkey.
Lad.
hmm I either think it's gonna be McConkey or it's gonna be hold
might
on.
even
It's gonna
be
be McConkey or
Judy.
yes.
But $10 on Judy, you win $140.
It is payday this week, D-man, so you got some extra scratch.
What'd you say?
That it is pay week for
Hmm.
week, so you have a extra couple scratch you can lay down.
Yeah, you have some room for some lotto picks.
Yeah.
Well,
Lotto.
I've got a no sweat bet for a Thursday night. So win or lose, I'm gonna put it on something.
Okay.
Interesting. I can't wait to watch. I'm excited again. I'm back. Hey,
We
That's a
won't.
clock. Okay, cool.
we want more.
More what?
More.
More.
More. Do it. All right. New York Giants hosting the Washington Commanders.
Oof.
Commanders are favored on the road with a 3.5 point spread. Something tells me this 3.5 point spread should be more like 8.5.
Alternate spread by those few points.
Wait to see what happens with Tracy. He's questionable. I mean, I know Singletary started out the season as RB1, but Tracy's gonna slowly become RB1. If he's out, they're gonna rely heavily on Daniel Jones, and something's up with him and his wide receiving core. He looked like shit against the Steelers, and the Commanders are red hot. I don't think there's anything stopping these Commanders right now.
Nope.
Whoa, Boston. I didn't know they got it into OT. They were down by like 12.
I said it could be done.
It's like 2 minutes. Wow.
Nobody listens to Dilly.
No one misses to Mr. Dilly.
The Celtics need to win by 4 points, and I will have another parlay hit.
You have 5 minutes to do that.
I told you Golden State was gonna fuck you.
I'm so glad I cashed.
I told you the same thing.
Don't listen to the
I
lad.
saw. Well, no, I started seeing him
That's an idiot.
drain threes. Some guy Waters or Walters on their bench start draining threes, and I'm like, okay, nope, not sitting through this. So I cashed out at like 140.
Yeah, don't listen to the lad.
Well, then the lad doesn't watch the basketball.
No. Nope. You just never bet against the Warriors. That's just one of my things. Just too much trauma. So Commanders, plus 8.5 for me, plus 189 if you're gonna make any play. I
Wait,
think you could even
plus
double
8.5?
digit. Hmm?
You have Commanders plus 8.5.
No, I'm sorry. Commanders minus 8.5, but I'm thinking double digits here. You move them to 9.5, it's plus 204. I feel like this is gonna be like a 40-10 game.
So okay, okay.
I don't know. I
Hate
don't
that.
wanna
Hold on.
I
Do
don't
they?
wanna get too crazy, but
Well, I'm not just gonna do that. I'll do an alternate spread on the first half. I think they're minus what's the first half spread? It's minus 2.5 for 110. You can buy if you can do an alternate for first half spread, you can at least cover yourself. That's what I would do.
interesting.
It's kind of like that backdoor what I usually do for first period hockey games.
Hmm. I bet on a hockey game last night and I was so fucking pissed. I just I just picked the best favorite of the night,
Yeah.
and it was the Kings, who are 5-1 or 6-1,
Hmm.
against the 1-5 Sharks. And I'll tell you what, those fucking Sharks. I bet the Utah Hockey Club to beat the Sharks earlier in the year, and the Sharks won. And I did it again, and the fucking Sharks beat the Kings last night.
Something
These
with the
fucking
Sharks, man.
these fucking Sharks, I'm telling you,
They're gonna get you.
fuck them. All my winnings last night from Jokic and De'Aaron Fox assists went right to that 1.5 goal spread, and then it flipped, and it was the fucking Sharks. But anyways,
Goddamn Sharks.
yeah, give me an alternate spread for the Commanders. I'm gonna go with 9.5.
I'm gonna tail you on that.
Same. And then I'm gonna also do the first half money line as well.
Lose collectively.
There you go. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Falcons open up as favorites at home with 3-point spread. This is a get right game for the Cowboys. I think they win on the road, unfortunately. It's just all signs point towards It ain't gonna be too long before they win. You look at the
Is it though?
let's see, 65% of bets right now are on all the Falcons. The sportsbooks lost a lot of money last week from tight end day.
Oh, a shit ton of money on tight end.
This seems like a trap game.
Yeah. I'm still gonna go Falcons money line. Mainly for our bet reasons. I'm looking forward to two steaks.
Yeah, you just wait till I make you a deer steak, buddy.
Nah, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
That looked fantastic.
It was excellent.
Yeah, give me Falcons money line on this. Um, and then Bijan anytime.
He's on a streak.
Yeah,
He is a man on the mission. I'm going to say Kirk Cousins over 2.5 touchdowns passing.
I like that.
He's on fire right now. I think he's working out in the system. I think he's hooking up with all those receivers with Mooney and Landon. They're getting almost the same amount of receptions, 48 to 36, both in the 500s. We're not even a quarter way through the season, or almost halfway through the season. 5 and 4 touchdowns. So I think he's gonna maybe get Mr. Pitts another touchdown, another tight end touchdown that I called for way back in earlier in the year, and it cashed. So I'm gonna say Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown and Kirk Cousins over 2.5 touchdowns. The Falcons win.
I'm right with you
Think-
on Kyle Pitts too. I think that he's finally been activated. Um, but I'm gonna do something a little shorter, just a little combo play.
Mhm.
Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts both get 60 plus rushing yards. You got a plus 110 and a plus 160 right there. And then
Receiving?
tag that along. Yep. And then tag that along with a Falcons money line. Let's see what our total odds are looking like right
Oh
now.
yeah, give me a Dak Prescott anytime interception.
Huh.
Dak is
Looking at
ass.
we're looking at a plus 800 with a Kyle Pitts, 60 plus receiving yards, Darnell Mooney, 60 plus receiving yards, and then Falcons money line. I think that sounds like pretty easy money.
We'll see. Give me the Cowboys money line.
You just don't want me to get another game on you.
Cowboys money line. Are my Bucks off this week? No. Monday night. Oh, Monday night's gonna be fun.
It's going to actually be a Monday night game I actually watch and not passively just have on.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So next game, Panthers are hosting the Saints. Saints are heavily favored on the road with 7.5 points. I think Derek Carr's back. Because ain't no way Spencer Rattler is favored by that much against these Panthers.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, snooze fest. This one won't even touch my screen unless someone scores a touchdown finally in this game.
Has
Um,
Olave scored?
I believe so.
I'm looking right now. Stats.
I love Olave, but I never draft him in fantasy.
No.
And and the Saints killed them earlier in the season, 48 to 10.
Yeah, that was week one, I think.
Olave only has one touchdown, so
But with Rashid Shaheed, who is out, and I think that's it right now. I think they're okay.
give me a Kamara anytime
I was
touchdown.
gonna say, is Kamara for sure playing? I think he is.
Yeah.
I know he had some hand injury, but
It's crazy that Taysom Hill is still only plus 230 to score.
Yeah, that is kind of dumbfounding.
I
yeah,
mean, like,
I'm not touching this game at all.
no.
But I know they did say Bryce Young is gonna remain the starter.
Yeah, that was a weird little experiment they were doing with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, well, he got in that
Uh,
car wreck with his family, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I'll get back to Bryce Young later on in the episode because I want to ask you guys something later on. So we'll get on to that once we get onto a certain game.
Yes. So you said you wouldn't even touch this game on your TV. I think that's the next game for me. We've got the Tennessee Titans hosting the New England Patriots. Titans are favored at home by 3.5 points. Yeah, so Patriots money line for me.
Um, Will Levis is not starting in this game. Do we know that for sure yet?
I mean, I thought it's been pretty open that Rudolph was going to be starter for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to see because they don't have any odds up yet for props. Um, or at least I'm not seeing them yet. Um, I do not like the Patriots in this game though. I actually like the Titans to win this game, but I'm gonna, believe it or not, go with Calvin Ridley. Whatever his over under is, hit the over. If it's too high though, scrap that. If they're doing Calvin Ridley dirty, which I mean he deserves, um, I'm just gonna completely swap because I really don't give a shit about this game.
I feel like they're going to open Calvin Ridley at like 74.5 when it should be more like 62.5. If it was 62.5, you hammer the over.
Or
Yeah,
50
he got
something like that.
143 last week, I think.
That's why I think it's going to be a little closer to 75.
Yeah.
Give me a Titans anytime defensive touchdown.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think they can.
What are the safety odds?
Safety
I was
odds?
gonna say Titans defense is still good.
It is. They're
That's
number
why
one in
I worry about the
they're number
Patriots.
one still.
Yeah, that's
So
why I worry
you,
about Patriots money line.
so you
So
can bet a safety to be recorded by any team. It's plus 900, but for the Titans to score a safety,
Plus team
it's 1600.
That's that's pretty nice.
shit,
Tempting.
Corgy, put the company car on it.
Yeah. Pink slips.
Yeah.
Shoot, I put $5 on that. $85 richer. We should do that. I'm
Makes
gonna
it
look.
entertaining. It makes you want to watch the Titans on defense.
I'll just have them on my I think I have them on my fantasy, so I'll see it come across on my
And just pray on a really bad snap.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, any other plays on this game?
Nope.
No.
Under 38, maybe.
Uh, yeah, I like the under 38 on this. If the over hits, I'll genuinely be surprised.
Um, all right, so we got the Doug Peterson game next. We've got the Eagles hosting the Jags. Eagles are favored by 7.5 points. I don't really want to watch this game at all. I've just been like, I liked the Jags in London, but I'm not interested in watching any Jaguars games the rest of the season.
No, they're done for. They're pretty much written off. But well, no, 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 but. Um, Eagles have been playing really good. I was gonna say I could see the Jaguars somehow, some way winning this game, but I don't think that's happening, especially in Philadelphia. Go ahead and give me an AJ Brown anytime.
Give me a Barkley and Hurts anytime rushing touchdown.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that a lot because
I actually like that better than just the AJ Brown because Jalen hasn't been throwing the ball.
Yep, he hasn't been throwing the ball very well. Um, he's good on his feet. And Barkley, after what he did with the Giants, I think he's found his new home. He's found his stride. The offensive line's blocking for him. He's finding those holes and those cuts. So yeah, that's my biggest prop for this game.
I'd like to see Devontae Smith get in the end zone.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks in a row. That'd be nice.
This next game, I was gonna bring it up as my 1 point spread of the week, and in the hour that we've been talking, it already moved to 1.5 points. So I'll just say it like as if we were recording 45 minutes ago. This is my 1 point spread of the week. We got the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Chicago Bears. The Cardinals are favored at home by 1.5 points, net 1 point for what we're talking about here. Um, this is the week after Call of Duty came out. We thought the week of Call of Duty was going to be his bad game, and the Cardinals looked good. Squeaked out a win against the Dolphins. I think that this game is where he doesn't do as well. So I'm taking Bears money line here. I am fading the Cardinals.
So you think Kyler Murray by this game time he's gonna hit third prestige already?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
gonna say he's probably fourth or fifth prestige already.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Dylan. I'm kind of feeling the Cardinals on this one. I think the way that the Bears lost that game against the Commanders really is gonna affect them going into this week. They're either gonna come out firing or the Cardinals are gonna just walk all over them.
Trust me, I'd like to see that, but I don't know. Something about this game.
Do you guys like the under?
Mm,
Yes.
oh, I kind of like the over. Actually, I think this is gonna be a decently, I don't want to call it super high scoring game, but I see both teams at least getting.
The Bears are sixth offense or defensively, and the Cardinals are 27th. So
Yeah, but the Cardinals have been putting up some points this year, though.
yeah,
So I don't know. I see both of these teams getting at least 24.
yeah.
Ooh,
I see it as a possibility, at least. I'm foreseeing it. I'm forecasting it. This is going to be a pretty high scoring game.
I will say Caleb Williams anytime rushing touchdown. I think he'll get his first one of the season.
I like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Rome Odunze.
Ooh.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Yep, both rookies.
I will do over their receiving totals as well on that. They're going to feed both the rookies.
hmm. Bears money line.
All right, all right.
All right.
Moving on to Green Bay, they're hosting the Detroit Lions. Lions are favored on the road with 3.5 points. Gimme all the Lions points. I don't think Jordan Love's playing at the moment that we know of. I think it's still Malik Willis. If Love plays, that changes it a little different, but I think you can do an alt spread against these Packers, and the Lions will probably win by at least 6.5.
It'll be a track meet, though. I think it'll be high scoring, so I'll definitely hit the over.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like Lions money line on this one. Um, and then what could I change the alt spread to if I did the spread? What's 6.5? 6.5. Ah, plus 140. Um,
I like that.
shoot, I think the Lions have been on such fun. I'm gonna one up it just because I've been loving this Lions team so much. Give me Lions minus 9.5. Win by 10.
Oh, nice. Give me anytime touchdown for Gibbs or Montgomery. That's a 1-2 punch that,
Guarantee every game.
yep. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at their stats. 92 and 93 attempts for each of them. Almost 600 yards for Gibbs, over 400 for Montgomery, 6 and 7 touchdowns. Very consistent. I think that train's not going to stop. So,
So if you
Montgomery's
do
been my champion on my fantasy teams this year. He's been awesome.
oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
if you do over 48.5, Lions by 9.5, Jameer and Montgomery to score, not plus 950.
Oh,
$10 wins you 105.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
You even put $25, it's $262. I like that a lot too.
That's a round of beers at the local rotting home in LaGrange.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
better believe it. So that's what I'm rolling with, that nice little parlay there. Along with I agree with that 9.5 point alt
Yeah,
spread.
I did. Yeah, the 9.5 was very nice.
Yeah, plus 205 for the 9.5 is awesome. Packers are tough. Don't get me wrong. Packers are
Oh yeah,
tough.
playing in Lambeau is no feat, and it's definitely going to be the game to watch at the 4:30 slate for sure. So
Hmm.
Yeah, looking at these games, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I don't think the Lions are going to drop any 50 points or anything like that. But I mean, the way they've been playing lately, I wouldn't put it past them either. Because this Packers defense, they're better than they were last year, but they're like so hit or miss. I mean, they let Jacksonville put up what, 20, what was it, 27? Yeah. Yeah, they let Jacksonville put up 27. Lions offense is way better. They have a lot better O-line too.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense isn't, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think their offense is banged up at all, other than they don't have Jamison Williams and they still dropped 52.
Yeah, I mean that's tough for him. I mean, that whole story right now about his arrest or his not the concealed weapon not getting released at first, and then the cop was tattled on. You guys read all that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get a chance to
He was
read that.
pulled over, and then the cop must have told his buddy at the office or something that he had a concealed weapon, but he didn't bring him in for it at all and let it go. And then his buddy told on him.
Mm,
Now he's being investigated and blah blah blah. But I think without him, they're fine.
It didn't really sound like a big deal. So,
mhm.
I mean,
Driving,
all he said
driving,
was like why he had the gun. It's like, we live in Detroit, right? Yeah.
driving in Detroit with a concealed weapon might be the safest thing you can do.
Have you ever been to Detroit? I've been there a lot. There's one really good part and the rest is not so good.
Yeah.
You stay by the casinos, you're safe and you're okay. If you go outside of that 8 mile and farther, not so good.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Pacers win in overtime 135 to 132.
Oh,
Ouch. That's a bad beat because they were tied 132 going into the last 30 seconds of overtime, too.
I need Boston win by 4 anyways.
Yep, I know. That's an outright loser.
I take it. Cavs are undefeated.
Yep, Cavs are 5-0, baby.
Makes it worth it. Didn't have
Yep,
a lot on it.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Last game in the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Seahawks hosting the Rams for a divisional matchup. This is going to be a stinker. I'm not sure how I feel about this game at all. It could go either way. Flip a coin. We're at a 1.5 point spread for the Rams on the road. Um, just let's not fade Puka. Give me all the Puka lines.
Yeah, I'm taking all Puka lines on this one. Puka Nakua, anytime touchdown, plus 130. We're waiting on the receiving yards to come out, but I'm hammering at least plus 90, if not plus 100.
I'm going to go back to what I did last week in my prop bets. Williams over rushing attempts. He killed it last week. So hopefully he's not too high. Hopefully he keeps it in that range because he's only not hit it once. So also my boy Jackson Smith and Jigba anytime touchdown.
Jason, touchdown.
JSM
Yes, I know Dylan loves that.
All
almost
right.
as Travis Kelce touchdown.
Yeah.
We've been eagerly waiting to talk about this next game here. People were calling for it to get flexed out. People were calling for it to be shunned, beaten away, put on Nickelodeon. We've got the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Indianapolis Colts with, going back to Trent Richardson being a bust, Anthony Richardson benched for the rest of the season to Joe Flacco.
Did they actually say the rest of the season though?
They said Joe Flacco was their starter for the time being.
Remainder of the season for the time being, yeah.
Fair. I think he should be. I think he should be the starter for the rest of the year.
He's got a cannon like Anthony Richardson has. I think this is the perfect quarterback to watch. You sit behind him for a year and you just absorb everything that Joe does. And
Yes.
Anthony Richardson
Brown
comes
should
back.
have done.
Yes, Anthony Richardson comes out next year looking like a total stud in year 3. That's all I gotta say.
And I think he matures a little bit too. I think he's a little sophomore cocky.
Yeah, I mean, how the fuck are you gonna come out on 3rd and goal or some shit and say you're tired?
This is the National Football League. This isn't fucking arena football league. This isn't USFL.
Like you're a quarterback. You're not running routes. You're not playing defense, getting smoked by wide receivers, or on the line,
I think
busting.
their offense, he's doing no more than a three-step drop. He's not doing a five-step. He's not scrambling for his life.
Yeah, especially if you go, what, 10 for 32?
Yeah.
He's been horrendous this year. But that brings
Very
up the question
wrong.
I was gonna bring up to you guys. I kind of think I know the answer, but I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are. Um, say you're starting a franchise today. You had to choose between Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson to start your franchise with. Who you going with?
Bryce.
Man,
Yep.
I don't know.
I think he's handled a quarter. That's the first time I've ever seen a quarterback do that.
I might.
That knocks
I'm
you
like
down
stuck.
so many pegs, especially in a locker room with veterans and your offensive line. When those guys are fucking mashing their faces for 60 plays, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm tired." Yeah, you think your center, your offensive guards are gonna block for you? Like, you've lost all respect from your offensive line.
I might. It really just depends on what I have around me. Uh,
Yeah.
the thing with Anthony Richardson that makes this so rough is one, him wanting to get out of the game, and two, it's not like he doesn't have any kind of weapons in Indianapolis right now or help.
Hmm.
Like he's got a great coach, in my opinion. I think Shane Steichen's awesome. He has Michael Pittman. He has Jonathan Taylor. He's got a pretty solid O line.
Pierce is coming into his own.
Nelson, Ryan Kelly's no joke either. I'm trying to think of their Braden Smith. He's a good
Hmm.
tackle as well. Um, he's got tools. He just hasn't done anything, and he like refuses to slide. Like there's been so many instances like where you should just take notes and see, hey, I maybe should slide so I don't end up like RG3.
Yeah.
Or Tua.
Or Tua. Yeah,
Cool.
like just slide. You missed all of last year because you wouldn't slide. So I don't know. I kind of would be interested to see what Bryce Young could do in a decent offense. I'd be willing to take the flyer on him with the right pieces. But I think Anthony Richardson is super talented. Like you said, Dylan, he has a cannon.
Hmm.
Uh, I You can't go 10 for 32 though.
No,
You can't.
you're not going to win any games doing that.
And he's second, I think he's second in the league in interceptions,
Oh.
behind Will Levis, Mr. Mayonnaise himself.
Mailman.
Yeah.
Breaking news. The Dodgers have tied it up in the bottom of the fifth, 5-5.
Freddie Freeman?
Oh,
Let's see here. We got Betts reach on an infield single. Hernandez scored. Smith to second. Edmund to third. Freeman singled to center. Edmund scored. Smith scored. Betts to third. Henderson doubled to center. Betts scored. Freeman scored. All in the fifth inning. They
Wow.
scored. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the fifth.
We got a ball game, boys. We got a ball
hell
game.
yeah.
Fuck yeah! I want
Um,
the Bronx Bombers fucking deleted tonight. I don't want to hear anything from fucking Yankees fans for the rest of the year.
yep. So what was your guys' pick for the game?
Oh,
Oh, give me Sam Darnold. Sorry. Give me primetime Sam. Kirk can do it. He could do it.
go ahead and give me over on Joe Flacco passing touchdowns over 1.5. It's at plus 140 right now.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's a good line.
Yep, I like that as well. Give me over Justin Jefferson receptions. He's on fire.
Receptions is only at 6.5.
Oh,
Plus 100 too.
yeah,
So maybe go throw that bet in right now.
yeah. He cashes that, no doubt.
Oh yeah. We finish off the week with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And
Chiefs
Gus
are favored.
Sweeney.
Chiefs are favored by 8.5 points. Unfortunately, as much as I love the Buccaneers, I'm gonna have to give it to Travis Kelce and the boys.
Get that Brandon Park steak.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, it's gonna be bad. I'd love for the Buccaneers to come out and just give the Chiefs their first loss, and I mean that would be crazy.
Yeah, I think this
Well,
is the week that it happens.
it would be a great week for it to happen, if I'm being honest.
I think all the stars are aligned. I think Baker coming off of his Amazon Prime show is Gus Swayze. Bucky Irving, the Oregon Duck. I hate the fucking Ducks, but he's doing a bang up job as a rookie. He leads their whole team in rushing, and he has 3 TDs. I think he's going to get another one. Is Godwin playing?
No,
No,
he's out for the
Godwin's
season.
not.
Or is he out for
Yeah.
the season? That's right. That's right.
Go ahead and give me Kareem Hunt, first TD score. Other than that, don't really care to bet anything on the game. I just want a 2 game, lead over Dylan here.
Well, you already know what I'll be doing.
Bucks money line.
No, I'm gonna have
Chelsea.
Buck.
Anytime touchdown.
No, it'll be Butker over PATs made.
Oh, Bucker, yeah.
It'll probably be 2.5.
Yeah, I like that.
If it's 1.5, I'm hammering it, but it'll most likely be 2.5. And then yeah, throw in there Travis Kelce touchdown.
You want to parlay that?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Baker over 2.5 touchdown passes.
Hell no. I'll take the under on that one.
One. So what about 1.5?
I don't know. Chiefs defense is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think
I think the only reason Raiders dropped 20 against the Chiefs is one, they're division rivals, so
Yeah,
they
that's true.
film on them and are very familiar with them. Yeah, other than that, I don't see why else they would drop 20 on them.
I think you can sprinkle in an interception from both Baker and Patrick here.
Yeah,
Ooh, 1-1. I do like that. Yes.
yeah.
Patrick is playing poo-poo this year. He's 68%, 1,651 yards, 8 tutties, 9 interceptions. So yeah. And Baker's got a lot more touchdowns because they're more pass happy. He's got more weapons.
Yeah.
He's got 21 TDs and 9 interceptions. So yeah, I think that they both get to double digits in interceptions.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing before we close out that I wanted to ask you guys earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I know I posted this on the X page earlier today, but what do you guys think Cleveland Browns record would be going into week 9? So going into this week, had Jameis Winston been our starting quarterback from week 1, realistically.
And we've had a bye, right?
Nope,
So
we haven't had a bye week yet.
no. So we're 2-6.
Yeah.
Okay. Going into week 9. Okay.
5-3. I think we still lose to the Eagles, the Commanders, and Cowboys.
So see, the Eagles is the game that I think we would win. I think we still would have lost.
Are you saying if it played out the exact same, like the Eagles played the same way, the Cowboys played the same way, Commanders played the same way,
Yeah,
we
just
did
our offense actually showed up.
6-2, swap the Eagles game, but I think that the Cowboys and Commanders would have still beat us.
Yeah. Yeah, Cowboys, that's really
Wait.
I don't think the Cowboys played that great.
Yeah, and the Bengals, we would have beat the Bengals too.
I think I think you would have beat the Giants and the Raiders,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
the Eagles, and I think you beat the Bengals, yeah. So that's
6-2.
1, 2, 3,
So who
4.
are our 2 losses?
Cowboys, Commanders.
Cowboys and Commanders. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right with you.
You would have blown out Jacksonville more than 18-13. You only lost to fucking the Giants by a touchdown because of stupid play calling. And I wouldn't go just back to Jameis. I would put a preface on that. If we would have not just changed Jameis, but give Dorsey play calling abilities earlier in the season. That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, Yeah,
I think that helps because Kevin Stefanski on the sideline, he looked like a sideline CEO. He looked a lot more cool, calm, collected. He wasn't like he's not a very animated type of person, but he looked kind of like deer in headlights when he had that responsibility. This time, he everything was just flowing. So I think a lot of those with Jameis would have helped, but I think with the play calling, I think you would have probably had a better outcome for sure in a lot of these games. Just looking at the scores, just play calling wise, not doing stupid old Browns 3rd and 7. What do we do? Throw a 3-yard fucking button hook and hopefully he gets 4 more yards.
yeah.
And the drop balls too, Amari Cooper, and there's a lot to be said there. So, but yeah, the 5-2, 6-2, 5-3.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't really think about Dorsey. I'm still not the biggest fan of him, but hey,
No, but I think it does alleviate a lot of the pressures,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
especially all these games were within a touchdown score.
Yeah,
That makes or break it. Like Commanders, we had no business being in that game, but Philly lost by 4. Raiders lost by 4. Giants, we lose by 7.
Which we had 3 chances at the end.
And Bengals, we lost by 7. Yep. So you're looking at 5 games. We lost a collective, but we lost by 40 points because of one scores.
well, Bengals, we don't give up that opening drive touchdown. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows if that goes into OT or what happens, but
Mm.
For sure.
yeah,
Good question.
Yeah. Very good question. We would have loved to be 5-3 or 6-2.
yeah,
We'd be talking Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
yeah.
I'd be on here with my face painted like half in the bag like Lad. I got to work tomorrow.
Freaking lad. Hopefully he comes home to us. We miss him.
Mm-hmm.
We're 2 weeks out from the wing challenge. I can't wait.
Not this week, but next week, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Do we still know if we're doing it up here, if we're meeting?
We got to ask the lad because he talked about coming up, but I don't know what he's doing.
That's the 14th, right?
Yes.
That's not next week because I cannot do next week. I know that.
Yeah, 14th.
That works for me.
That's what we said, right? Wasn't it what we said?
I thought we were gonna do next week.
Whatever. Oh, was it next week?
And we can't do next week.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I like the 14th better too.
Do we know who's playing?
Oh, Commanders, Eagles.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
That's even better than what was it, Cincy and
Yeah,
Since
Cincy and Baltimore.
yeah. I like that even. I like that better.
Yeah,
Good game. Fuck yeah. All right, we'll talk to the lad and see if that works. But
That works out.
sounds good to me. That wraps up week 9.
week 9.
Crazy. Halfway through the season.
Let's be profitable. Let's win big. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, by this time next week, let's go, Brandon.
Yeah,
Let's go, Brandon.
let's go, Brandon.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, they love me in Florida.
Hell yeah.
And I went down there, what was it? It was like a year or so ago. I went down there. You could just tell this bar was just full of like Trump people. They were asking me my names, and I'm like, oh, my name's Brandon. And they were like, we gotta buy you a drink. They just started buying me drinks like crazy.
I'm sorry, we weren't talking politics. We were just talking about your gambling performance. Let's go, Brandon.
I thought you.
And then I gotta go watch the Agatha finale.
Oh shit, that is tonight. I gotta get caught up.
No
2
spoilers,
episodes.
please. No
2
spoilers.
episode finale.
I gotta wait till the better half comes back from DC. Gotta pick her up tomorrow.
Penguin's been great. Agatha's been great.
Penguin's been phenomenal.
Yeah. I was gonna say you've liked Agatha so far?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good.
You're my barometer on all that stuff. So
I think
I think it's gotten better. It was a snooze fest for a lot of the season.
yeah, but look at the first 4 episodes of WandaVision.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's valid.
you had the
There's a lot
first
of
two that
build
were
going
in
on.
black and white 50s and 60s. The 70s episode was like you start to get a little bit of an idea what's going on. And by episode 4, when she breaks the fourth wall and like changes, like rewrites it, and now she's pregnant and she's got the kids, and it's like, okay, shit's going down. Then
That
you go
was
out to the real fucking world and you see Monica Rambeau, you see Agent Woo.
that was Stranger vibes or Stranger Things vibes, 80s costumes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all day
And then
long.
by the Halloween episode, that was
Mhm.
peak.
That was peak. Yep. The
So
homage to their real costumes too was tits.
we're past, yeah, we're past that now. We're on the finale. So, I mean, this is it. You got to wrap it up. And hopefully, we'll get some spoilers for either Vision Quest, which is in production right now, like writing, or you get something for one of the next movies. I mean, we're
Ironheart's coming out in early 25. I saw that. They moved back the Blade
indefinitely. Yeah,
indefinitely.
there's a lot of good
I'm
stuff
talking
coming out next year. Next year's
show
gonna
or
be
smaller
great.
movie wise.
Next year's gonna be great.
Next year
But
will.
yeah, anywho. Yeah.
All right. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like this video, subscribe wherever you're listening to your podcast, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. But until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.